So I may ask you, and let me know if you know how to do this, is I may ask you to have 4 blocks of video. One that comes from here, one that comes up, the other that comes down, and the other one that comes from the right, all at the same time.
Is that extra credit?
That's kind of extra credit.
No.
But you all will know how to do that, right? Because it's a motion path for each one. So you just create 4 different motion paths, right? So you have 4 tracks of video, and one track, it's just, I mean, if you know how to do all this spinny stuff, then you know how to do this, right? So the first track, you just create one singular motion path coming from the left to the right. Then the second track, you just do one motion path coming from whatever other direction. Does that make sense? And they'll all just happen at the same time. Any questions about that? Say it again?
Freeze frames.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was going to go over. But I just wanted to make sure everyone is good on keyframes and motion and all that good stuff. You're good? Cool. Okay, so that's definitely going to be on this exam, midterm, quiz, something, whatever you call it. Freeze frames, right? So how do I create a freeze frame? Remember this? What is
It's
it?
like you click on the actual timeline, like a frame fit.
Right, so you move your cursor to the exact frame that you want to freeze, and then you do what? You go to modify.
And then you
Make freeze frame.
Yes. And then you drag that down.
And then you drag it down.
And then you have
And you have your freeze frame. The freeze frame is an actual video file, right? It does not save as a separate individual file for Final Cut Pro. Modify, make freeze frame, right? You can also go to Shift N. Shift N. Modify, make freeze frame, or Shift N. Cool. How do I make a still image?
Same thing.
So you move your cursor to the frame that you want to make a still image of, and then you do what?
Export, I think.
File,
File, export.
export,
Oh, I don't know.
QuickTime conversion.
using QuickTime conversion. File, export using QuickTime conversion, and then
You go to format.
format,
Then you go to JPEG or
Still
still
image.
image. That works.
and then you save it whatever you want to save it as, and save it to wherever you want to save it to. When you create a still image, it is a separate file that is outside of Final Cut Pro. So I think the default is like a PNG file that you can go ahead and edit in Photoshop or whatever, Illustrator or whatever other software.
So,
If it's gonna,
If you have transparency, like say if you see like
yeah, it does.
it does?
Yeah, it does.
so, the still,
You mean with Photoshop, right?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you when you get it.
Yeah.
so the still frame is an image file outside of Final Cut Pro, and then like the freeze frame is just a video file within.
Yes, absolutely. Cool. So still frame, still image freeze frames, and exporting a QuickTime. You will need to know this because you'll have to export a QuickTime file and then upload it to the YouTube page for your quiz. File, export, QuickTime Movie.
Or QuickTime.
Yes. What is the difference between QuickTime Movie and using QuickTime Conversion?
QuickTime conversion, it makes like you can compress the file, make something smaller, make it go a little quicker.
So QuickTime Conversion takes a lot longer, but it's a smaller file.
Yeah.
QuickTime Movie takes a lot shorter time to convert, to export, but it's a much bigger file. Right? So it's good to know the difference because a lot of times when you upload to like Facebook or YouTube or Vimeo or whatever, they have size constraints. So QuickTime Conversion might be the thing that you have to use, particularly if you have like an HD file.
What about videos?
You can just do QuickTime Movie. I mean, you're only going to be creating like, maybe like a minute's worth of video or something.
What's the difference again? I'm sorry.
So when you, who wants to explain? I don't want to. Yeah, go ahead.
QuickTime Movie takes a shorter time to convert, but it's longer to upload. And QuickTime Movie conversion is it takes a longer time to export, but a shorter time to upload.
Which one has the longer time to export in a?
The QuickTime Movie
Uh-huh.
takes longer, but it's shorter to upload.
Yeah. So it's shorter to
You just switched
upload,
it.
but it's a bigger file.
File.
There's a bigger file that it takes more
Shorter
time
to export, I mean.
compress.
Or longer, shorter to export.
Oh.
It's less
Bigger
compressed, so
file.
it's bigger,
Yeah.
and so it's quicker. And conversion compresses it more. Does that affect it? It's like more.
No, actually, you can get a really great
Wait.
quality with QuickTime
Have
conversion.
more control
Wait.
over like how you want to be exporting and conversion.
Exactly. So when you use file export QuickTime conversion, it compresses it more, but you can still have a really great compressor using like Apple ProRes. But it takes a heck of a lot longer.
Which,
Yes, sorry.
just for, okay, economy of time, which one's the most economical to use?
I mean, file export QuickTime Movie.
Okay.
That's just a shorter time, but it's a bigger file.
Okay.
Yes.
When I exported my project, I was tinkering in the house and it gave me a whole bunch of options, so I just chose MPEG.
You were what?
When I exported my month project.
Uh-huh.
I didn't attend the course that one day, so I missed out. I apologize.
Oh, okay, no, it's fine. I thought you said something completely different, but.
Yeah, but I had a slew of options and I had to choose MPEG. So this way it's just a one-time click, nothing else.
Nothing else. Well, if you
It
go to
comes out as
file,
MOV.
it comes out as MOV. If you go to file export QuickTime Movie or using QuickTime convert, like using QuickTime conversion, if you go to options and settings, you can go ahead and determine compression type and frame rate, but you have to actually click into that.
Okay.
But you're saying it just pops up for you?
I think the first thing was a huge file, so I started tinkering and I just chose MPEG.
I don't know what happened. You went to file. Where did you go to?
File export.
And then export what?
I think I did conversion. One of those two.
Using QuickTime conversion, and then this popped up?
Yeah, but I think I messed with the settings.
Okay, so, I mean, yeah, if you mess with settings, then you're gonna have a lot of different options.
Okay.
But it's going to come out as an MOV file. Now, you can also go to File Share. File Share, this only works if you have the software compressor, which this computer does, I believe. But yes, and so you can make, you can actually export it so it's a DVD file. So if you want to use, like, create your own DVD menu, your own, like, DVD, it creates a DVD version of your film, and so it'll be an M2V file and an M2V file for video and an AC3 file for audio, and you just drag that into DVD Studio Pro, and that's how you actually will make DVDs, right? You can also convert it so it's a kind of compression for an iPod, right? So it's super duper compressed. Or an iPhone, or an iPad, whatever. You know,
It's not,
Mhm.
that's not gonna, I mean, well, when you think about compression, I'm thinking about how it actually looks in quality wise.
Yeah, so inferior quality.
Okay.
Yeah. So DVD is standard definition. So and then like iPhone, iPad, like all that stuff is super duper compressed. You can also, however, use Apple ProRes 422, which is probably the best compressor, and it will create the most optimal quality for you. And this is a QuickTime file. So if you want a QuickTime file, you can go to File, Share, and choose one of these options. So there are 3 ways to do it. But file, export QuickTime Movie for your quiz, test, midterm, whatever. And lastly, elements to consider when editing. This was like the first or second week. What are some things that you got to consider as you edit? What are some elements? Telling the story, to think of the narrative. Timing, rhythm, pacing, continuity, emotional moment, emphasis, right? Whose story is it? Those are the types, does this ring a bell?
Context.
Yeah, the whole thing on it.
Not for me, because I was here.
Yeah.
Context.
Any questions about any of this? Yes, sir.
Do you want us to remember all of this so we can write it down, or are we gonna do hands-on?
You mean all of this?
Yes. Like, we have to write down step by step for each of these terms on a piece of paper?
No. I want you to know all of this so you'll be prepared for the few questions that I ask you, which could be covering any of this.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
A
So
little.
there's a little bit of written, and then a lot of it is creating 3 videos that, you know, if you can create those videos successfully, then you've shown me that you already know how to do a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So for
Yeah.
the second segment of the quiz, you will be providing us audio and video, and we have to
I'm toying with either having the video and audio on there already, or you go ahead and import your own video and audio. If I can get Damien to put it up there in time, then that's what will be. Otherwise, you'll just rip something off the internet or from your hard drive. Or you can use the monk footage.
It's like, whoa.
It's kind of boring.
Like people do that.
Now alone.
Any other questions? Or do you all feel like you'll be ready by next class? I mean, you really have no choice, but
Can you go over reversing movements? I don't remember if you have to do that.
yes, we did. So how do we reverse the movements?
Change speed. Command.
Right click, change speed, and then you check or uncheck reverse.
Oh, I missed it too.
Right there.
Okay.
Is that Command J?
Yes, it is.
We're talking that one.
Or you can go to modify change speed.
Command did
Okay?
We could do it.
Wait, change speed, reverse. Boom.
Change speed and then you check or uncheck reverse. That's pretty much it, y'all. Until when I see you, it's quiz time and then you have spring break. So that's it. If you have any questions, email me. I'll be around. You said good luck on your quiz. Oh, okay.
Good luck.